Hey guys, how you doing? This is Benjamin with Benjamin Exotics, and in this video today, we're going to be looking at what sized rodent should you be feeding your snake. Now, hopefully this will help you guys with your snakes getting the correct growth and everything. And this is a pretty straightforward subject, so there shouldn't be too long of a video, but there are a few odds and ends that we'll talk about quickly. Covering all spectrums of, I guess, snake feeding, and what sizes are appropriate for what. So, there's not too many different types we'll talk about, but the main type is, I guess, for, let's say you're looking at a ball python that is normally eating, normally feeding, in good health, nothing's wrong, everything's great. Like, for example, my Mojave female up here. Now, the only thing that's kind of wrong with her, not really wrong, is that she won't eat in any tank bigger than this. I put her in a 20-gallon, put her in a, anything bigger. She only wants to eat in a 10-gallon or a tub of the same size, so I don't know exactly why, but that's just the way she is. But besides that, she's eating great and everything. When I feed her, I want her to have a very small lump in her body when I feed her. Now, this is to stimulate, of course, getting more growth on the snake, but we don't want the snake to look like it's about to explode. As you guys can see with her right now, hopefully you can notice, this is her normal body, and as you can see, there's just a little bit of a stretch with her scales. Her scales aren't stretched out at all, basically, but right here where she's fed, you can tell that she's a little bit bigger because she's just eaten a rodent. This is the way we want the snakes to be after they feed, if they're on a normal schedule. Now, let's say that your snake has been off food for a little bit, like this guy right here, or this girl in here, which I'll show you really quickly, so we can pop this lid off. Which this is a pastel 66% chance of being het for lavender albino, so if I got a lavender albino, we could do some pretty cool stuff. But like these two guys right here, her and the male up there, they haven't eaten in a little bit. They are, just coming out of being off food, and we're right now offering them about every 2 weeks some food, and he actually took a few weeks ago, so we'll see if he can continue that. But like with this girl right here, the last thing I want to do for this girl right here is go in, give her a big rat, and then have a huge, or even any sort of lump in her. If it's tiny, fine. But I don't want a normal lump like we would with another snake when they're eating. For this girl right here, she is just coming out of food, so all I want to do is entice her to go back on food. For her first meal, coming out of being off feed, or basically if they're not eating, coming back onto food, I want to give her a meal that is the exact size of her stomach, because I don't want her to eat a big meal and then go off food again. She says, oh, I'm getting a little bit hungry, like, this is a snake thinking, of course. I'm getting a little bit hungry. Oh, here comes a meal. I'll take the big meal and then just not feed for, another few months. No, that's not what we want. What we want to do is give her a smaller meal than normal. Like this girl right here could easily take a medium rat, right? It'd leave a decent bulge in her, but she could easily take a medium rat. I'm going to give her something like a small rat. Like a small rat that is not... Probably a rat between, probably just around 80 grams is what I want to give her. Nothing bigger than that, because that's about, it's not going to leave a lump in her, but it's going to leave her wanting to come back for more. She's going to eat that first food, go into, I guess food mode again and be like, ooh, that rat, felt pretty good, I guess, for their stimulus and everything. And then you give them another rat that's a teensy bit bigger. And then they take that, and then you just keep bumping up the size until you get to a normal size again. When they come out of food, nobody, I've never heard anybody talk about this except basically me and a few other people I know. When they're coming out of food, do not feed them a normal-sized meal, because if you do, I've done it before when I wasn't as experienced, they normally will go off food again. Like with this guy right here, it was probably 2 seasons ago, he went off food for 6 months, gave him a really big rat, left a big lump in him, and he went off food for another 2 or 3 months. So, nowadays, especially like with my spider ball python, I give them a small meal, okay, and then if they take that meal, I offer them a little bit bigger, I'm just talking a teensy bit bigger. Then if they take that, and you keep bumping it up until you get back to the normal feeding schedule. And for babies, those are basically the two that we've covered so far. Normal feeding, if they're normally feeding, just make sure they have a little bit of a lump and you're good to go. If they just came out of food, make sure you're going a little bit lighter on them. Give them a smaller rat than what they should normally be eating. And the same goes, the same philosophy with this applies with babies, fresh out of the egg, from what I've seen. Normally, babies fresh out of the egg, they're going to have some yolk in them, so I don't like to give them, food that is... you know, I guess appropriately sized, you know, that's going to leave a little lump. I want to give them something that's just their first meal, a small pinky, something that's just going to fill their stomach a little bit and entice them for more food. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's pretty straightforward and simple. Nobody talks about this too much, so I hope this helps you guys out. And if you liked the video, please give it a like, and if you like the channel, you know, please subscribe. But just remember, if they're going out of food, give them a little tiny meal for their stomach, and then work them up. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys later.